Everybody, here are some raw thoughts, contemplations, and ideas for the future of my name, my brand, my channel, and my projects. Phase 1 is now complete. This was not premeditated, but something I have concluded over the past few days, that my name and my brand and my channel will now undergo a radical transformation. I envision and I hope to manifest that the future of my whole thing going on here will be unrecognizable. I'll be diversifying what I'm dabbling in radically. So, what was phase 1? Phase 1, in short, was setting a foundation. So, about a year and 1 month ago, I took 4 grams of mushrooms, realized I'm a wage slave, and took action immediately, picked up my camera, and started ranting sporadically and spontaneously of my insights at the time, but also about what I cultivated an interest in over the past 3, 4, 5 years, which is psychedelia, personal development, spirituality, the nature of reality, existential questions, philosophy, epistemology, metaphysics, the mind, breath work, ice therapy, health, healing, meditation, the list goes on. If you're one of these individuals, you could likely complete the list or add to it. We know what we're talking about. It's holistic, it's all interconnected, and there's many dimensions to this holistic approach to life, which is the spiritual lifestyle, or whatever you like to call it. So phase 1 was setting a foundation. At the end of my first video I just referenced to, I spoke that I wished my vision was to simply become somebody from nothing. We all come into this realm with nothing, and this is the personal development treadmill of who can you become? What's the limit on your potential? What can you provide? What can you create? And back then I didn't really have anything to my name. I have an old YouTube channel with an album that I made when I was depressed, and I was starting a clean slate, and now it's been over a year, and this is the most big picture reflection I've really done. Is I feel like I'm done with what I've been doing so far, aka phase 1. And what is phase 1? It's this: the off the cuff, speaking on a whim to the camera. It's not just this. I have made a few diverse, amazing, like, entertainment video with all graphics and editing, and by the way, this video is being edited by Dan Jefferson, so big up Dan. It better be edited. If it's not, fuck you, but I'll leave him linked in the description. He's going to be helping me edit my videos in the future, and I know him in the flesh realm, and we're good friends, and he's also on the spiritual and the personal development stuff, so big up Dan. So the phase 1 is, before I started my channel, I picked up that I could speak, and my interest in personal development came to manifest in my actual life. So before I ever started any of this personal development stuff on YouTube, I saw how I was changing through the teachings and my growth. And then I saw how the conversations I was having with friends about, I'd say, like, you know, what are you going to do with your life? Like, time's ticking. And the psychedelics as well. I've taken a lot of psychedelics, and I got into, like, I realized that I could speak to people in a certain way, and a few like to listen, and a few have hit me back over the past years. And this is one of the most cool things ever, is when I started my spiritual journey, and I was a lone wolf for so long, and it's so weird reflecting, saying that now, like, as if I'm not, but like I don't really have like local friends that I meet consistently at all of the same nature. But when I got into this realm, I was completely alone. I was talking about this stuff, everyone thought I lost the plot, but as the years have gone by, I've had many friends throughout school, and Dan Jefferson is one of them, who've come back to me and they've listened to what I've said on the internet, and they're like, I know what you're on about. And then slowly, like, I have a whole group chat of like local spiritual people, and it's like, there are a lot of us now. And if you want to talk about like a mass awakening, it does seem like, in my experience, I mean, I'm sure I just manifest and law of attraction like these people into my reality, but like, there didn't used to be anybody, but now there's more than I can count, and they're about. So I went off, but so what I was saying, the reason I said that is because some of them come back to me and they go, oh, what you told me like a year or so ago about personal development and all this madness, like, yeah, that really resonated with me, and that's changed me till this day. A few like take the message in, and others just get offended, and it's like, I don't know, they just like defend their like current situation. It's like, I'm trying to help, but like, I don't know, closed-minded. People think it's like preaching. I don't know. But anyway, so a few have reaped the benefits, in short, of conversations I had with them before I started my channel. And then phase one became, and I was aware of it somewhat, I just didn't call it phase one, is that, and I've said this for a while now, is that these videos of just off the cuff, just talking the way I am, like, is set a foundation of the topics and the stuff that I dabble in and my interest and who I am. And I've done interviews with people of a similar size and similar nature, and just having like lengthy conversations. I've made like fucking nearly 5-hour long live streams where I'm just, really, they're videos, they're private lives where I'm just talking, and I've done live trip reports, I've shared very personal things, I'm for the most part an open book. So that was phase one, in short, is that just rambling into a camera just so I can convey who I am somewhat. So I picked up on that in the past, in the conversations directly, and I thought, I need to like record one of these conversations or figure out how to bring that about virtually. And I struggled for a long time, because when I was sober, I couldn't actually film. I would literally go for my camera roll, I'd have like 50 takes, and I couldn't do it. And that's why my very first video is a psychedelic trip report, is because that turned that filter off, and I was able to free flow spontaneously. And that's what these drugs are very useful for. Even alcohol, which I don't really fuck with at all. They remove filters. The sober state often has many filters, and the default mode network, and the preserving energy, and the survival. But drugs and plants can dissolve and change and mediate these filters. So my channel is ultimately a manifestation of psychedelics, because if I didn't have that one trip, I wouldn't have got up and I wouldn't have filmed. So there's that. So what's phase two? Phase two now I'll be dabbling in many projects. I announced the other day that... Alright, I don't mean to go off yet, but you know, like the stillness that Eckhart Tolle keeps talking about? I've been trying to film this video, and my mind just like it's rare. Like, you know how like the no mind, the non-dual, the no thinking, like it's been happening to me. It's like... It's so weird. I can't do that normally. Maybe it's the fucking ambience. Anyway, sorry. Maybe I should meditate after this, because it's like I'm in that state. Okay, sorry, it's hard to not see. It's like the stillness just kind of like pops out and makes it hard to focus on anything else. So, phase 2, I'm going to be diversifying what I dabble in. I announced the other day I'm going to be getting into writing a book about magic mushrooms, the user's manual, and so Josie Kins is a huge inspiration. She is a YouTuber, but not originally. She's only just really come on the platform, I believe. But so she talks a lot about psychedelics and spirituality and everything. And then her channel's only recently just popped off, I believe. But then if you look at like what she's done in the past, like she's got an interview with Adeptus Psychonautica, which is quite interesting. And she speaks on the Subjective Effects Index, which is one example of her work. And this is what I'm saying, work, it's not just a video, it's like, I'm going to go behind the scenes a lot more and get working and writing on a book, start doing websites and catalogues of information and all sorts of... So her Subjective Effects Index is like every subjective effect of the psychedelic substances. And she's like categorized all of them, and it's like some fat website I'm yet to visit, and it's like, and it just solidates and like brings value to the community that is the spiritual and psychedelic community, and it's so inspiring. I definitely think I'm attracted to intelligence, which makes it hard. I can't say that. I don't know, I won't say it. I don't know, most galdem just fucking scroll on TikTok, and that is really, really not, I don't know, not my thing, but it's so inspiring to see the work that this woman has produced, and how much value it has. It's like Actualize.org, he's a good example. He has like a massive blog where he writes like countless insights, and I'll be migrating more to an Actualize.org format where I'm contemplating for hours, and like he does it, so he'll write a topic and he'll contemplate it over like 5 years, and then when he's finally ready he'll tie up the loose ends and then shoot a video about it. And that's a lot more of the direction I'll be leaning into, based on work. Like if I make these videos, and even if I make a really good video and I'm just talking like this, I mean, yeah, that's its own thing. But then, like, if I have, like, a website with, say, Actualize.org, he has, like, a bit on his website, like, the 100 most profound personal development concepts of all time. And then it's, like, some crazy document about all this, and it's, like, the value in this work is so amazing. And it means that I don't necessarily have to just shoot a video. So there's a lot more to do behind the scenes. So, mastery. What would I like to master? Many things. So, health. Inspector Veg. I've been talking a lot to Inspector Veg. I'm going to become like my own fucking healer and look into, because I'm very much on health, and I'm going to master that for myself, and then I'm going to bring about teachings and Inspector Veg has like a retreat that you can go to and everything, and it's quite interesting and inspirational. Like Dr. Robert Morse says a lot of his followers have made their own healing centers and things like that. So that's one thing I'm very interested in. Other aspects of mastery, writing. I'm going to get on writing books 100%, or writing like documents and putting it on my website and everything. So it's oxon.co.uk at the minute. It's been like taken down right now, but I'll get back on it. I definitely want to get back into music. So as I said, I made an album when I was 16 on my second channel, and I'm yet to return to music. I know I'm gifted in that. I can definitely do a lot of good stuff there, and it'd definitely be a shame to miss out on that dimension, because I know I got skills there. So really, there's many things. It's quite loose at the minute. But ultimately more solid work. I'm sure you somewhat understand what I'm saying. Less just off the cuff content on a whim. Maybe this will go to the second channel, but real work where I'm not just a video creator. I've like actually made stuff of pure creativity from the ground up and like poured hours, so that when someone asks like who I am, I haven't just come on YouTube and started recording stuff about my ideas and random stuff on a whim about spirituality and psychedelics. Like, I actually have a catalogue of like books that I've written and shit. So yeah, there's that. And then it's because I'm in a point in my life now, yeah. So over the past few months, if you have been following me, like, I came from extreme poverty. I lost this whole place here. I was severely depressed. I had no job, and I was losing the plot through like dark night of the soul type shit for months. It went on for like 6 months. And I had depression in the past, and it's only because I've started to ground myself in a stable job and I'm starting to get more money, more time. It's like, right, the whole world's waiting on me. I saw a TikTok reel or some shit, or Instagram reel. It was like, what are you waiting for? You're not waiting on fuck all, but everything's waiting on you. And I saw this other one. It was like, oh, you said you want to be one of the greatest, but you don't act like it. You don't go to the gym. You wake up late. And it's just like, yeah, so as you become more grounded and your days start ticking, it's like, right, time's ticking. What am I gonna do? And I think some of the main stuff, so I said healing. So I became ill not long ago. I ate 3 packets of microwave rice, Uncle Ben's, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I could feel it all like clogged in my sinuses and shit. And then I became ill for like 2 weeks, and it was really, really not good at all. It was horrible. And Inspector Veg called it the micrograve. And he said I got taken out by Uncle Ben's. And I realised when I was laying down just with this ambience on, I actually seek healing. So there's many of these things I'd like to do, but I need to ultimately, I need to get into a meditation routine. I need to really ground myself in my actual life and get this whole flat cleaned up and very sharp, and get more integrated with my job, pay off debts, and that's coming in the next weeks and months. But that's it. I'm just letting you know that I'm going to be working a lot more on things behind the scenes, I hope. Everything I've done so far is just talk. Notice that? Also my aesthetics. So yeah, I'd like to work on me as a person and my actual life. Because if you can see improvements there, then that's it. You've got to be based on action, not based on talk. So I'm based on talk right now because this is what I wanted. I wanted to talk to show that I can talk, to show who I am and what I'm interested in. Right, that's done. No need for not much of that no more. So now that I've showed you and I've conveyed my situation, I've told you my true nature and my history and the whole shebang, and you know who I am now when it's all out there. Because I wanted to get a lot of this stuff out there on purpose, and because if I were to stop uploading, it's like, okay, at least I've set a solid part in the timeline. I was here. So before on my second channel and that on my old channel, I was depressed, and now revelation in spirituality and self-help, and now I've come to talk and you've got to know what the whole shebang is. And now what's going to be, I think what the phase of my whole life now is now constructing stability, because I came from radical instability. As I just said, I was very depressed, and I've only just, like, it was only the other day I was on my last few pounds again, because of debt and things. I'm finally, like, my last few money, but now stability is building, and it's with this stability comes comfort, becomes freedom, and room to breathe comes. I don't feel like I could have done any more than I had done because of my life situation. I could only film a video and upload it on a whim. That's all I really had at my disposal. But now the money's coming in a bit more. The comfort and the routine, it's like, oh, it's just waiting on me. And I'd also like to get my body in shape and just general personal development as well. But that's it. I'd like to provide massive value. Actualize.org has 2 videos that some of his best are, my phone's about to die, fuck's sake. His best videos, valuable things require development over time, that's one of his best, and